Welcome back to the shop, everyone. This week's video is, well, this. I've been sick as shit for the past week since last Sunday. So I really only had maybe 5 minutes of footage of working on the car this past week. So I figured this is a prime opportunity to give a update on the car, where we're at, what the plans are, and where I'm hoping to be. So this cardboard right here has kind of been my guiding star and the things that I wanted to get done. So exhaust, that's wrapping up. I've got a tiny little bit more to do in the rear, probably 4 or 5 hours worth. Torque boxes, done. Fuel cell mounting, done. Fuel lines, they're done from the back of the car up to the front. I need to terminate them here at the front. The original plan was I was going to redo fuel lines in the engine bay as well. Scrapping that, I know the engine's coming out next summer anyways, so when I do that, I'll redo all those fuel lines. For this summer, it is good enough to have just the fuel lines from the back to the front redone. So that's kind of in the same realm as exhaust. It's almost done, can almost be crossed off. Sheet metal in the rear. I got a ton of work done in the sheet metal in the rear. Not all of it so far. Some of this may just kind of go over into next year, because that'll touch on something I have down here. The diff. So breather, done. The brake lines, those are done. I'm super happy with the stainless brake lines I did. Painted the diff. Man, that turned out amazing. The black with the red flake, I love it on the diff. The plan is to do the whole car with that black with red flake. Might do a little less flake though, make it a little bit less popping. We'll see though. Once I get the diff kind of out in the sunlight and look at it, I might change my mind. I might be like, I love that, I want it. So I might do that. What's that? Seal plug threads. Oh yeah, the fill plug and the drain plug. I never put any kind of sealant around them, and they're just NPT, so they leaked. So hopefully that is fixed. Front end supports. So on the front end of the car, the front end kind of droops down. I just need a couple pieces of metal just to go and help keep the front end up, so there's more than just the fasteners around the bumper cover holding it up. There needs to be a little bit more chunkiness. Transmission crossmember mounts. Not going to get that done this year. The transmission crossmember mounts in this car are pretty banged up and beat up and bent, so my plan is I will design some new ones, cut them on the plasma cutter, and then put them in the car. Sound deadening, not doing that this year. There's some more metal work I need to do in the car. I need to do some more welding, fill up some more holes. And now, if you've seen the video, I need to do a new roof skin on this, so there's no point in doing any sort of sound deadening when I'm going to be doing a bunch of cutting and grinding and stuff up top. I hope that having the exhaust fully out the back of the car, up and over the axle, and actually going out the back of the car. I got bigger 3-chamber mufflers. I hope it's going to quiet it down enough where it's actually tolerable inside the car. Intercooler. Yeah, so the ProCharger intercooler that came with this, because of the inlets on the top of the one side and the outlets on the bottom of the other side, it just sits too low, and so when I back out of my driveway, the intercooler actually scrapes on the driveway just because of the way my driveway's angled and stuff. So I have a new intercooler. I'm hoping to get that in the next few weeks, because ultimately the goal is I want to be driving this thing by like April 5th. I've got an event I'm planning to do in June. June, I think it's 18th to 23rd. And I want to get a solid month of driving this car around and beating on it and, just having some fun in it before I go do the event. So April 5th is kind of the goal, or whatever weekend is around April 5th. That's when I want this thing on the road. So I think now that I've talked about the list, maybe I will flip us around, talk about some more stuff. All right, so in the engine bay, I don't know how well you can see over there. or the bench, but Pro Charger's off the car right now. Why did I do that? Don't remember actually. Oh, right. So one of the things that I kind of needed to do is the engine wasn't level in the car. It was rocked. It was lower on the driver's side than it was on the passenger side. So I picked up the driver's side a bit, and now the Pro Charger is hitting on the support beam. So I'm gonna have to probably heat up that frame rail on the driver's side and beat it into submission. Because I took the Pro Charger off, intercooler piping is all off. That's all cool. My heater core stuff is out because I had to pull the exhaust off. I pulled the exhaust off and I welded on the V-bands and whatnot, so that's why all my heater stuff is disconnected. Let's see, anything else? Oh, new oil pump drive shaft. So apparently the stock oil pump drive shafts are known to twist and bend and break, especially when you're running a thicker oil, and I'm running a, what, 2050, I think? 2040, 2050? What are we running here? Yeah, 2050, which is fairly thicker oil, but good for this application. So I will drop the pan. I do have a leak at the back of the pan, I think. I hope it's not a rear main. So I will drop the pan in any case. Hopefully I can clear the pan now that I've kind of straightened the whole engine out. Hopefully the pan clears the cross member, and it's not too difficult to do. I don't want to lift the engine up, but you know, if I have to, I will. So yeah, as I mentioned, all the fuel lines are going to be left. Catch can lines are going to be left. Yeah, don't think there's much else to talk about up here. Let's go in the car. All right, let me talk about this for a minute. This wasn't on the list. I never should have done this. This is just hot garbage. This thing is so freaking warped. The roof kind of bows this way, and I tried putting a flat panel in here, and I just completely shit the bed on this. I have no choice but to reskin this. I have messed this up so badly. You know, it's kind of like in God in 60 Seconds, like, what? You stole a car that wasn't on the list? Yeah, I started a project that wasn't on the list, and just a bad idea all around. I'm not a good body man, clearly, but I don't care. For this summer, I'm just going to slap some paint on it. I don't know. See if I can make it funny or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just tell people I rolled the car or something just to, you know, make it plausible, because this is just fucking trash. The patch that I had in before looked 100 times better than this. This is just, it's garbage. I'm not talking about it. It's garbage. Alrighty, so inside the car, I got no wiring, no carpet, no seats, no electronics, no dash, no steering column. Fortunately, all of that stuff goes back in pretty easy. I think it was probably like 4 hours to pull it out. So I don't think it'll be all that long going back in. You know, this summer I went through, I did a ton of metal work in here. I filled a lot of holes, a lot of welding, a lot of grinding, and there's still a lot more to do. Kind of run out of time and also energy. I don't like just weld, grind, weld, grind, weld. I just, that monotonous stuff kind of drives me nuts, and I get a little bit of, I don't know, what is it, ADD, where I just like, I gotta switch over to something else. But yeah, there's still a ton of stuff to do. So the original plan was to hopefully have the interior painted this summer, or this winter slash spring, and then be able to put sound deadening down, but obviously it's not at that stage yet. So hopefully by the end of this summer, I'm re-motivated to get back into body work, fill up some more of the holes. Some of this stuff can be seam sealed. It doesn't have to be fully welded, and that's fine, but some of it does have to be welded. Yeah, I don't think I've got much more to say about any of this stuff in here. I never took the heater box out. That will absolutely come out next year. And I need to figure out how to run the AC lines in there as well, because that's a, you know, big thing. Is I want AC in this car. Yeah, this roof is garbage. Man, I hate myself for doing that. Oh well, you live and you learn. I may have found a roof skin locally. I'm hoping I did. And if so, I'll probably get that this week, and then that'll be the first thing I do next year, because nope, don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm getting angry again. Yeah, let's go talk about under the back of the car, I guess. Alrighty. So, under the back of the car, what do we got going on here? We have exhaust. Up and over the diff, everything clears straight out the back. I'm so ecstatic that I got this done. A lot of welding, a lot of work, a lot of time. I need a lot of practice in welding stainless, that's okay. Remounted this fuel cell. So the fuel cell actually has a little bit of wiggle room in it now. It's mounted on vibration dampeners here. It's not solid mounted to the car, but it is mounted and supported from below. Fuel pump is mounted to the the support brace here. New fuel lines. This is just a dump. If I ever need to empty the cell, I can just undo this cap, open this valve, and then I can dump all the fuel out. I'll have to make sure these are tight. I'll probably end up throwing a 90 on here, so it just goes straight into a jerry can or something. Diff painted. Oh, I love the red flake in this. I cannot get enough of that. Amazing. So yeah, I got to finish the exhaust on this side. This side is different than this side. This was my first attempt. This was my second attempt. This is how I'm going to redo this side eventually. It takes more pipe to do it this way, but it's way more out of the way, way more clearance. I can come down right here beside and then twist it out back. And if I have to come back up, not a big deal. I'm doing that on this side already. Kind of unnecessarily really, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Come down here, I'll clear the fuel cell, I'll clear the springs. On this side, I'm clearing the fuel cell, but not really clearing the spring. So I'm gonna have to dent both of these, just put a big, put some heat to it and just beat it into submission. It's fine. Yeah, I got nothing else going on under here. Pump up to lines and filters and stuff up here. Yep, the original plan for this year was to pull the diff back out, get everything kind of in here painted up, but I think I'm going to be out of time for that this year, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to run it, and then next winter pull everything back out and actually get stuff painted. All right, folks. So yeah, that is the update on the car. As I mentioned, I'm hoping to do an event in June. I think it's like the 18th to 23rd. It's called the BC Drag It Challenge. You go into the interior of BC. You make I think they're just 8 mile pass at one of the local tracks in there, and then you drive to the next track and do the same thing. It's either 4 or 5 different tracks this year. And so my goal is to go, obviously complete the events. I'm not gonna try and blow up the car or anything like that. I'm not gonna try and make the fast pass. I just want to go and complete it. And so, if I end up making it. So I'll obviously have video of that. I'll try and get some video of like the drive out there and during the event and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna manage it all. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do videos while I'm actually at the event, or if I'm just gonna record it all and then bring it home and film and edit it and put it all together. We'll see. Who knows? That's like 3 months from now. 3? Yeah, I guess 3 months from now. Yeah, I mean, if you got any questions, let me know. But as always, if you stuck around this long, I'd like to thank you for viewing. We'll see you in the next one.